DJ Chase, DJ Chase.
Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, New York City Zone, Worldwide Sounds Record Zone, man. You're now locked in right now. Tuning your dial to Butter Basics Show on DTFradio.com with Big Apple Butters. Yeah, the hottest music, the hottest topics, and the hottest show across the globe. Yeah, DTFradio.com. Call us up 347-721-3161. Let's lock in. Yeah.
It's Chrome Etiquette.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2, man. You know this. We are back. Yeah. Butter Basic Show. I'm your gracious DJ, co-host of my girl Butters. You know this, man. We are here today.
I need my respect. Yeah. Too many been playing too much. Put that on your neck. Yeah. You worry about collecting comments. I'm collecting checks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Butter Basic Show. We are back, man. The Butters.
Yeah.
DTFradio.com. Call us up 347-721-3161. We locked in. DTFradio.com. That YouTube, Butter Basics TV, Butter Basics Show on that YouTube. Let's go.
Too much, put that on your neck. Yeah. You worry about collecting comments, I'm collecting checks. Yeah. MMMBR, money, power, and respect.
Once again, new music, J Catalyst.
Yeah.
DJ Chase. This one's called Respect on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Produced by yours truly, DJ Chase. I'm working, I'm expensive. Let's go. Texas, Philly, what's up?
Need my respect. Yeah. Too many been playing too much. Put that on your neck. Yeah. You worry about collecting comments. I'm collecting checks. Yeah. MMMBR, money, power, and respect. Yeah. I'ma get to my debt. Trust me, I'm cool, but I need my respect. Yeah. You taking my kindness for weakness and you on the rack. Yeah. No need to be loud when everything on your flex. Yeah. I've been big boss up, my name is the crest. Come at me, cook a wreck. Know when you're right and I need my respect. I'm tired of showing people who I really am. Worth it more than 100 grand moves I make, these people can't understand. If Lipsy told you it ain't about how fast you run a sprint, the marathon in my plan. She been it for the man I am. Why these kids been backwards like Beckham can. Hold up, how you like me now? These people looking at me like I came up out the wild. The nerve of these idiots think they messing with a child. I've been doing this so long before you even was a child. I promise you little homies a temporary style. Try helping you little fools, but all you fools are wild. Swim with the big sharks, get caught in the shark tank. Just sit there and watch say now who is truly foul. Hold up, bring it back again, they got me. I've been different, you been sticking your big ready to go. For business like you love sticking your whole foot down in quicksand. Y'all different. One thing about me, see I've been the man. You better tell them I need my respect. Yeah. Too many been playing too much, put that on your neck. Yeah. You worry about collecting comments, I'm collecting checks. MMMBR, money, power, and respect. I'ma get to my debt. Trust me, I'm cool, but I need my respect. Yeah. You taking my kindness for weakness, then you bound to wreck. No need to be loud when everything about me a flex. I've been big boss up, my name need a crest. Come at me, cook a wreck. Know where you're running, I need my respect. I need my respect. Put too much time in the game. Standing next to my name. I need my respect. Whoa.
DJ Chase got beats.
It's Chrome Etiquette.
DJ Chase, Worldwide Sounds, always breaking the hottest new artist. He's worldwide, going global.
Yeah.
Cradle at the so much darkness in the world right now.
Once again, we are locked in. My guy Cradle, Trev Moolah, Young Devin, what's up?
My wolves. Yeah. Let's go.
You hear us now. Rolling now. Hey. Do you hear my howl? Do you hear my howl?
We active. The Butter Basic Show.
I know you hear us now. Rolling now.
Wolfpack. We here, man. Shout out to my guy, Rima Marak, too. What's up on the check-in?
Do you hear my howl? Them haters haters in the midst. Tryna hit you with a stick. On this side, ain't no easy licks. From the projects, I was raised in the bricks.
We vibing today. Shout out to everybody on the IG Live. What's up? Got my own app, DJ Chase Radio, the app. You can lock in with me. You know what it is, man. DJ Chase. Like I said, I'm expensive. Let's go.
That's the problem in my community. We don't express how we feel. I get my pain in my lyrics, all my struggles.
Work it.
I'm your template. I'm your blueprint. I'm the standard. I'm your goals. I'm the goal on the mountain. It's a full moon.
Once again, it's the Butter Basics Show. Tune in, DTFradio.com. That's word.
I'm a legend on the rise. Cradle has arrived.
Once again, shout out to everybody that went to church today on Palm Sunday. I brought Butter some palms from church.
Now.
You say a little prayer, the world is crazy. Crazy people in it. Crazy folks in it.
I know you hear us now.
I think we got my guy Cradle next week. You know what it is.
You hear my house.
We working the Butter Basics Show. I am DJ Chase, DJChase.net. Let's go.
Do you hear me now?
Hear me now.
Do you see me now?
See me now.
The way I'm moving now. Ain't no losing now. She wanna join the fountain. She wanna climb way up on this mountain. She ain't even telling me nothing. Mash up the beat, my music they bumping. I'm slipping in the walk, no touching. Big like on me, you know.
You know this, man. New music this weekend. It is April's and not April Fool's.
They was ahead and just fear me. I am not hot as nobody. I'm like I'm too close. Packs, make an outgo ghost. Don't do that. Medicated, I'm broke. I'm G-Tac. Just in case you ain't know. Bigger than big. I'm ahead of my class. When I'm feeling y'all neck. If it's not a no gas, I'm reading Gary before I go.
We active. Make sure you follow that DJ Chase Radio playlist on Spotify. You know what it is. We here. This weather is crazy. Yesterday was humid as heck. Now today is freezing. I don't know what is going on. Shout out to my guy Ross Smokes. You know this, man. Tay and Zay, Big Jersey. What's up? We back to business.
Young Sid.
Yeah. We back to business.
DJ Chase.
We all back to business.
Yeah. New York City. I'ma make a dance. Dallas. When I throw them bands, I'ma make a dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma
my guy Young Sad featuring DJ Chase. Oh, I'm expensive. I'm all over this one. Let's go. Shout out to Dallas. You know what it is. Shout out to Dallas. My guy Young Sad. She gon' throw it back. Yeah.
Dance like you in Big Sean video. Just because you throw it back, don't make you a city hoe. Go ahead, show me how it
work. That Butter Basics on that YouTube. Get those classic episodes. You know what it is, man. We here.
With our own bank account. What another chick got that something she now.
Shout out to Harlem. What's up, my guy Cool G Mims? I see you. What's up?
The numbers when you spread, she know how to count it when she work it out. Let me know she from the South. She done moved from Atlanta on up out of mama house.
Once again, I am expensive. New music, you know what it is, man. DJ Chase, Young Sid, Big Dallas. This one's called Make a Dance.
I'ma make a dance.
Make a dance.
When I throw them bands, I'ma make a dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma make a dance. When I throw them bands, yeah, she gon' throw it back. She gon' throw it back. Yeah, run it. Gotta have your money, yo. She ain't joking about no money. Why you think it's funny, bro?
Oh yeah, I does it. Like I said, the plaque sold, 13 million sold. Let's go, DJ Chase. Let's work. Whoa.
She bout it. Well, show me how you do it here. I'm in the back with my niggas.
Tonight I'm in Brooklyn. My guy Gabe from 105. Tonight I'm in Brooklyn. What's up?
You ain't getting to the money, but you out here acting tough. Yeah, she gon' throw it back. Yeah, she gon' throw it back.
Butter said we got a nice show today. Kim, I see you. What's good?
Gon' throw it all at once, cause she ain't giving nothing back. Baby, do what she supposed to do. Add it to the stack. Yeah, I'ma make a dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma make a dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma make a dance.
Once again, follow me on my Instagram _DJ Chase _ Let's go.
She gon' throw it back. Yeah, I'ma make her dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma make her dance. When I throw them bands, I'ma make her dance.
I think this is on all streaming platforms as of yesterday.
She gon'
Throw it back, yeah.
You're now in the mix with the Worldwide Sounds Records. Every day, DJ Chase, lock it in. You know the vibe.
I gotta play for my ladies. You know what it is. Sunny So Fancy, BX, what's up? I did not produce this one, but we got a song coming. Let's go.
I know these want it, but they know they cannot get it. I have a sucker spending on his bread because he with it. He's trying to come for me with my stitches. I'll make you think you got it till my head is going.
DJ Chase, Worldwide Sounds. Always breaking the hottest new artist. He's worldwide, going global.
Once again, shout out to the ladies doing it. The ladies is doing it 2023. Sunny So Fancy, BX, what's up? This one's called Doing It. On all streaming platforms, tune in, lock in, But a Basic Show.
I know these want it, but they know they cannot get it. I have a sucker spending on his bread because he with it. He's trying to come for me with my stitches. I'll make you think you got it till my head is going get him. Wanna fuck with me, but don't know how to listen. Thinking we gon' talk for one day and we gon' start to kissing. I had to cut him off.
Once again, we playing the hottest music. I get it first.
Swimming with the fish.
Let's go.
Dishes. I'm just cooking in my kitchen. I don't see nobody else. I see myself, no competition. Sometimes I think about the past, don't wanna reminisce. And I don't think they for me, they need a resubmission. I know I'm sexy, I could be a bit submissive.
Make sure you follow Butter Basic Show. Butter Basic, right, on Instagram. Butter Basic Show on the IG. Let's go.
Yeah, I'ma count this money up. I need hundreds of 50s. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
Like I said, I gotta play for my ladies. You know what it is. We here. Let's work.
I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right.
Shout out to Jersey. Jersey's heavy on the check-in. My guy Dice the Hook. God, I see you. Let's work. Walk.
He said he wanna look me up and drive me crazy. I told him chill, Poppy. I just had a baby. I heard they dig in my style. Should be like a force that come wipe me down. I ain't into no games. Don't fuck with the circus. Ain't no clown. Niggas wanna fuck with me, so I'm up. Niggas wanna link up when I'm in town. Trying to throw shots, come back with brown. Trying to throw shots, come back with. I see them jack on my swag. They wanna cock my wrist. Look at this chain so icy. Ice up, lights out. Look how it goes. I'm on my shit. I am the shit. Come my way, you get hit. Watch him twirl, then he flip. I'm stating fast, legit. Let's get it. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right.
Like I said, I want to stick to the ladies today. I want to play a few lady joints. You know what it is. Whoa.
I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it right. I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
But as we ready to roll, we ready to roll. Make sure you download that DTF Radio app. Let's go.
Oh, it's baby girl. Let's get it. Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, I'm going up. And all these people wanna run my way.
You're now in the mix with the Worldwide Sounds Records. Every day, DJ Chase, lock it in. You know the vibe.
Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh?
Once again, happy Palm Sunday. Easter next week. You know this, man. We here. Let's go.
Wanna run my way. And if you hating, that's a sad case. Let me tell you, I ain't never been the type to hate. Cause I'm always in the first place. Had to get off my ass and go get it. Just believe that if I wanted something that I'ma get it. Going hard, no distractions, man, I gotta stay committed. Mama, dad told me this my year, focus, ain't no quitting. Getting money, been on my mind ever since. I'm doing good, now them haters watching and they don't ran up a check, got a bag ever since. And when I make it, I'ma look back on times like this. Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, bitch, I'm going up. Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, bitch, I'm going up. And all these bitches wanna ride my way. And if you hating, that's a sad case. Let me tell you, I ain't never been the type to hate. Cause I'm always in it first place. First place, nothing less, yeah, you know that. Only talk about money if you ain't no chit chat. I talk that real in my raps, ain't no capping. See no competition in my lane, cause these is lacking, yeah. Y'all got me started, no stopping my flows and sitting. When I'm just spitting this hot, yeah, yo, don't need some Vicks. And I
Once again, we locked in the Butter Basics show.
And if you haven't heard of me,
Whoa. Got a special guest in here for y'all today.
we count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, bitch, I'm going up. Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, bitch, I'm going up. And all these bitches wanna ride my way. And if you hating, that's a sad case. Let me tell you, I ain't never been the type to hate. Cause I'm always in it first place. Yeah, we get into the money, huh? We count no 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it.
Butters, we good to go?
Going up.
We good to go?
No money, huh?
We good to go?
No 50s and them hundreds, huh? Not gon' stop, keep on going till I run it up. It's my year, yeah, I said it, bitch, I'm going up. And all these bitches wanna ride my way.
What's good, everybody? It's the Butters Basic Show. I'm feeling so lively, Chase. Thanks for that mix.
I know. You gotta live y'all up before the new season of April, going into the summer time.
And can you believe all of the trees are budding, and you start to see the grass coming up, and all these elements are coming lively. The sky is blue. The weather is breaking.
Yesterday, you're breaking. I don't know.
Breaking apart right now, but
listen, I got my palm from church.
Oh, you got your palm from the. Listen, so I know this is gonna sound like I congratulate you for still having faith in who your entity is that guides you. Right?
You should always have faith.
I mean, some folks.
I'm not really
not.
a pessimist, so I don't. Really...
Some folks do not. Some folks just have faith in themselves. But if there is an entity that actually guides the person that is you and whoever else, believe in it.
Well, also too, today was Communion Day, so that's another reason why. So I had to go to church for communion. So yeah.
Okay, so like communion is basically for everybody that attends, or just for those that have made first communion?
The church I go to is not really discriminative. It welcomes everybody. So so pretty much everybody just comes in and just prays together, and just it's not judgmental at all. Like that's why I like it, because it's not judgmental. Like I can come like this, and I don't really go for the people. I go for myself. I don't go for nobody else. So.
Only way you're gonna make it through that one. That's an absolute fact.
Yeah.
So it's the Butters Basics Show, the platform for the unknown to get known, also known as anger management for the diaspora. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you, Chase, for the mix. Thank you for the palm. You brought me one.
Yes, for you. I got one in my car. So
what made you think that I would want that?
Well, being a topic, I know we got some topics. I don't know, hopefully we get to all of them, but sometimes people just need. I pray for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people. I'm a selfless prayer. Mm-hmm. So I'm a prayer warrior for other people.
What is the significance of the palm?
I know it is, but it's different meanings for everybody.
Well, what does it mean to you to have that and go and receive it on this day?
Nah, it's not a church souvenir. I'm not a church souvenir person. So I know what you're getting at.
No,
it's not a church souvenir.
Listen, nobody ever knows what I'm getting at. I'm just genuinely
I know Butters, Kim. I've seen this before.
Listen, all I'm saying is that it is nice to have moments of these momentum. What do they call it? Mementos. Yeah.
Memorabilia.
No, it's like Ash Wednesday, just different symbolisms of Jesus and different things like that. So like springtime means like new harvest and stuff, like newness.
The new year, the official new year.
I had so many people send me Happy New Year's for the solstice. Yo, let me do this before we jump into it, right? Sitting to the left of me, the best of me, today's guest in studio is A Marvelous.
A Marvelous was popping.
Thank you for returning to sit with us again. This guy's chock full of information.
Okay.
So, if you don't give me what I need today,
she's going to kick you off the show.
Gonna get kicked off the show.
I want to say it's always good when I come here because the energy is good and the company is great. Butters is, you know how sometimes you can't describe people with words. She's one of those people you just have to experience.
Oh boy!
And I have to say, DJ Chase.
Yeah.
Every time,
come this way.
No, listen. Every time I come here, because some people call me a hater with the modern music, but when I listen to DJ Chase, I'm bouncing and I'm grooving. So I gotta tell you, if you have not experienced him, you need to, because this dude is the truth. In the short time I've known him, everything he's played has been solid, and his character is 100. So come through the Butter Basics show. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've in my past here doing this, I love catering towards artists, entrepreneurs, web series. Everybody can come and have a seat and speak their piece because
the Church of Butter. See, now she talking. See this?
I like apple butters though.
Big apple butters. See, I tell you, everybody like big apple butters.
Kim said it, and I was like, apple butters.
Big apple butters.
Apple butters got to stay.
Big apple butters. There you go.
When I go to restaurants, I want apple butter.
See, look. That name we gave you. See, there you go. See,
is it me being church-like by inviting everybody? Is that
Big
a church?
apple
He
butter.
brought the great church.
The open
energy.
house aspect.
Open house.
Church doors.
Open church.
So where people can find me is at Butters Basic Show. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want to follow me, Butters with an S, Basics with an S Show, send me your stuff at gmail.com.
Word.
ButtersBasicShow at gmail.com. And we will always find... We won't play the trash.
No, we don't play that.
You're just gonna always just play it just because you sent it, unless we have like a clown around day.
What do you think?
We have a clown around day where we can play the trash. Like, this is DTF Radio, and with that in mind, shout outs to DTF Radio for always being pioneer of this internet radio thing that helps to keep everyone in perspective without censorship. Okay, anyone that wants to come and advertise their brand, anyone that wants to come and get a show, and you've got content and you feel it's pertinent, come cater to your audience here at DTF Radio. We're about that life. Why not? All I do is manage. You might be able to hit me up. You might be able to get through with that. Hey Marv, where can they find you on the gram?
So I'm on Instagram, A Marvelous, AMARVALOUS Part 2. And I'm also on Clubhouse along with Butter sometimes, and we do controversial topics. And on YouTube as well. Same handle, A Marvelous.
Oh, yeah.
You can find me on Clubhouse.
Butters Clubhouse is crazy. I had the experience of that once, and it was changed my life. Made me go back to church again. Start reading some Dr. Cornel West. Had me doing a lot.
I'm usually on Clubhouse in Hocus 45th Rabbit Hole as one of the hosts. Shout outs to the Rabbit Hole family. Most definitely, much love to them and what they're doing by provoking mindsets to not just be in their self, but also provoking mindsets to look outside of themselves and seek new answers to old tricks. Because there's so many things that people are stuck in that they find themselves running in a hamster wheel about.
The old truths.
Yeah, old truths becoming old news. Just real talk, I'm on so many spaces and places. I got my own club too called Colonialist Creed, where I basically talk about every country that's ever been colonized, any nation that's ever been colonized, what their experience was. I like to do that. That's my thing as an anthropologist. Excuse me, was I supposed to say that I'm an anthropologist? People
degree.
They're not supposed to know that necessarily. I'm infiltrating hip hop through survey as well as embedding myself in the community and loving what I do while I'm doing it. Isn't this the way that you should live life?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey, so Chase, where can they find you? As if
You ain't say
that enough while you was
I got my app now, my radio app, so I'm super duper excited for that.
Congratulations.
Download that app. DJ Chase radio app. No competition with DTF.
Is it a free app?
It's totally free.
DTF Radio's a free app.
Yeah, it's totally free. So download that DJ Chase Radio mobile app on iPhone. You got the trap phone. It goes on the trap phone. It works on there. So I'm super excited about that. I just came from Texas and Philadelphia. So that's
South by Southwest, right?
South by Southwest. Next week, following week I'm in Philly. Yeah, so been cooking up. Tonight we in Brooklyn. Follow me, Instagram _DJ Chase, DJChase.net. I got a website, so hit me
Awesome
up.
sauce,
Yeah.
guys. Listen, and also guest appearing today, one of our favorites. You know what I'm saying? She's not going nowhere.
Always
You
happy to
know,
be here.
she
Always
pops in.
happy to be here.
Kim.
Yes, my name is Kim, but you
Juicy.
can find me on IG
Oh,
with
my
the
God.
quit while you're ahead. It's the
You gotta turn the
concept
music
of
off. You gotta turn the
understanding.
music off for her.
But I definitely downloaded DJ Chase Radio. That is
Oh,
definitely
thank you,
there.
thank you, thank you.
Awesome. Already has high ratings. I'm loving it.
I work hard for that.
Wow.
Bow.
Goodness gracious. I feel like.
Butters, where can we find you?
Me?
We ain't gonna let you off the hook.
Oh, at Butter's Basic Show. Everywhere, anytime you look up Butter is always in the mix on a hashtag or anywhere, you're going to find me. No thanks to Instagram, who allowed someone to steal my whole account at almost 10,000 organic followers. Guess what? Yeah, they did.
No, it was definitely real.
They fucked up. And here's the thing. They're so fucked up that I heard they're giving away
Blue
the
checks,
verification.
Yeah, blue checks,
Well, they're not giving away. It's a monthly service and
Yo,
subscription.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Well, shout outs to everybody that bought your Instagram checks back in the day. How is it worth it that you paid for that?
Anybody is everybody now, and everybody is anybody.
Yo, anybody could be anybody with a check right now.
Verified to be what? That you're a monthly subscriber?
You're
Like
somebody now.
No,
You're an incredible now.
But what's the verification of though? As a monthly
I'm
subscription?
trying to figure it out. So you know the rules, or did y'all do the research on the rules to this, or what?
Well, they got that from Twitter. Twitter started this.
What did Twitter do?
So
Cancel
Twitter
out
was
relativity?
Twitter was the first one to give you that blue check for a monthly service.
But what is it trying to put forth? Like before, because the verified check let us know who we were speaking to.
Right.
That this was absolutely that person. Might not be the person actually typing, so to speak.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
this person created this account through Instagram and they spoke about it.
Well, that's what it was. It was for people
You
of
know?
notoriety. But now
Exactly.
they're marketing it as more protection, more visibility. But
But the only
basically,
thing is you gotta put your real name though. All right.
yeah, you gotta have
Excuse
everything
me.
real.
Did anybody actually think that your real name wasn't associated with you to all those investigators when you submitted,
Oh, your aliases?
when you submitted your alias?
The police department definitely has a whole record of AKAs. Just be mindful.
And you know what? Let me know how that is, because not for nothing, and I'm gonna read this to y'all because I was like, wow, you know, this is Chase. I need you to listen to this, right?
I'm listening, sir. I'm over here jonesing.
No, I know you got his fans are constantly.
That's some Southern stuff. You said Jonesing.
His fans are constantly hitting him up on these, especially when he's on air. You know what I'm saying? Like
They want to be heard.
They want to be noticed. Tell them to tell Instagram to give me my shit back and notice. Notice these nuts.
That's good.
Hashtag notice
Cut
these
the
nuts.
check.
Yo, listen to this. So I was talking, to my peoples about this bill that was being passed. It was introduced by Senator Warner, Mark Warner of Virginia, Democrat. I don't really do the whole
Politics.
Oh, I was about to say, does it matter what side they're on at this point?
Son, it's the same
Let's
bird brain.
Who the person
with
that
two
stated
different wings,
Two wings of the
like,
same bird.
the
Two
same
wings of the
fucking
same
bird every time. I'm like, yo,
Bird
you know what,
brains.
you
I like
bird brain
Fly to
bitch
fly.
ass. Like, y'all doing the same thing every time you think we don't notice. Like,
Recycle.
how about we
for
put
sure.
you on notice? Shout outs to all my peoples that are a part of those that put these politicians on notice. But we got them coming for another show if you think we didn't. So listen to this bill. Love it. Listen to this bill. So basically, what these clowns, excuse me. Are you talking too loud? out
Just say
loud?
they. Just say they.
Well,
Hold on.
we got to start putting names to people. That's the only way you can make
Well, that's
change.
why I said he introduced it. Mark
There we go.
Warner.
If we don't put names to the people that's doing the damage, then it's like we're shadow boxing.
Hold on, let me see if I can get this up clear for everybody. Right.
Is this the Restrict Act?
This is the it's called this is between the committees of the Senate, the Commerce, Science, and Transportation.
What's the act name? Is it
The act
Restrict
is
Act?
That's a
the
very
act is
broad-
called S686 Restrict Act.
Yeah, it's the Restrict Act. This
So
is
you know a thing or two about a thing or two.
it's the new version of the Patriot Act. It's the digital version
Son, this is wild as fuck.
It's a
So
digital
basically,
of the Patriot Act.
of the Patriot Act. Yeah.
yo,
They
so-
finally, though, at this point, they finally caught up.
Well, they
Don't
have
they?
to because people are making too much money digitally.
Exactly.
So they have to tell you that it's dangerous to crack down and tax you. That's what it's for.
No,
Not
but
only
the thing,
that-
but the thing is, ultimately, it is the Super Censorship Act.
Right.
So if I am doing the Butters Basic show, or if I am on Clubhouse talking on different platforms, and you happen to record me, government, saying some things that you are not appeased to, you can come and get me and sentence me for up to 20 years in prison
Like the Patriot Act.
because you.
But it would have to be false. Known
Excuse me.
force.
Excuse me.
Because
Excuse
that's
me.
the Patriot.
How do we prove falsehoods in a world where disinformation and misinformation is something that is legitimate because who said so?
Because an opinion is an opinion and a fact is stated as supposed. And then when you start
Are you
claiming things to be as such.
But are you understanding that the you that's claiming things to be as such is legitimized by somebody that we don't fucking know?
Oh, that's an absolute understanding. Yeah, but that's everything about all of
No,
the
but we can't just say that that's everything because those in
Our
power
healthcare.
that have their situation situated have their committee of the people that will tell you what makes sense to them and must make sense to the law, opposed to what you think it should be, the people. This is problematic.
Yeah, no, it definitely it is. It's just the gift and the curse. It's the concept of safety, because don't forget, we do have people who don't have that understanding to even think for themselves, to comprehend or decipher or to research this false information or this true information compared to valid and
Right.
opinionated stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was just like when we were talking about people, doctors who were telling you, hey, you just boost your immune system. You don't necessarily need the vaccinations. They were going public with it. They couldn't have been doing something harmful to the public, because then they would have probably been subjected to their medical licenses being reviewed, right?
Which happened. That
And-
happened.
but in not
People's
in,
licenses were being revoked
but in-
because they were
in-
telling you alternatives to the vaccine.
but now when we're in 2023, and how far have we have come with those individuals are no longer allowed to practice medicine.
Right.
They are allowed to practice medicine.
Some
for
of them.
the 5 people that
Some
I'm
of
in
them.
reference to, Alua from Africa.
Right.
She definitely was the first one to talk about, look, we're doing this over here and we haven't been given any vaccinations and we've been doing this over here. And she was able to continue practicing, and she's practicing right now.
Well, that's because they'll see, the thing is there's like a threshold, right? So you can be against the narrative up to a point. So I guarantee you those 5 individuals that you know, they're still allowed to practice because they don't cross the thresholds of saying don't get any vaccine.
Oh, yeah. No, because that's beyond opinion. That's now forcing a fact within your profession. Because again, as a doctor, they're saying, hey, don't take it.
Right.
I'm going to trust you because you hold that license and you hold that degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you say, hey, it's not necessary if you do such and such, those are more opinionated and structural,
approaches.
But
they'll accept that.
Yeah, and that's
They'll accept
understandable.
that. They'll
And that's
accept
where the
that.
safety and the security comes from. Because the moment a doctor tells me, hey, don't get this heart surgery and then I die of a heart attack, who am I blaming? I'm blaming the doctor if I'm alive to talk about it.
I see
feel
what
me?
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Let's that it's the human understanding of people are fucked up. Sometimes they give false information. Sometimes they give inadequate information.
My thing is, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear
My
you.
thing is, I'm just like, okay, even if people are fucked up, right? Who is anybody else to tell me that what I'm saying is disinformation when a whole tribe of people are in agreement with the information that we're researching together? And then you will put a disclaimer on me. The disclaimers have not become enough for them. Now they're threatening you with jail time.
Yeah.
For excuse me, for free speech.
But I think you should just stand your ground. Yeah, but and then you got to also
Nobody's
stand your
saying that
ground
it's
though,
not.
heavy.
Nobody's saying that some of the stuff is false, but like, yo, You want to keep it thorough?
Mad people drink bleach, bro, because of Trump.
But see, but no, I gotta.
You know that drank
But
bleach.
I gotta say this though.
You know somebody that drank bleach because of Trump?
Well, I don't know. You count the people that
The
was
crackheads.
eating the Tide Pods?
I'm done with
No, I'm saying.
No,
you had the
there's
children
groups
that
of
was eating-
people out here
you had the children eating
listening,
the Tide Pods.
and they're only getting
Remember
a
that?
little bit of the information. They're getting,
Remember that?
They
So
had the
It's not far-fetched like we think it is. They was eating. It was a trend, like the ice bucket challenge. It was like,
or like
this
put
Tide Pod.
alcohol in your eye lipids so you can feel the inebriation opposed to
Listen,
smelling acid.
But let me just say this.
go ahead.
But
'Cause
the
unless you
Trump
can prove
Trump
that thing you just said, don't.
Trump
so
never.
find it.
But
Go
Trump
ahead.
Trump never said drink bleach. And this is the problem that we have
That
in
is true,
society.
too.
That's what I was
where
gonna say. He didn't
Let
say
him
that.
say what you heard
Trump
him say.
Trump never
didn't
said
say
drink
That's
bleach,
true.
but because we have people that have their own beliefs and they have things that they follow, all the media has to do is say he did this, and then all of a sudden they're gonna run with it, and it goes unchallenged.
That too.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like those type of examples is the problem.
All right,
You know?
so who do we believe? All right, so I'm not trying to be a dickhead about this. I want to play you guys the TikTok CEO.
What's his name?
Shu Z Chu.
We got to definitely start naming names, y'all.
All right.
That's your government's
He's saying that there's no evidence that the Chinese government has access because apparently they've said that he is. Nobody knew that there was a face to TikTok. Nobody.
See?
None of the regular people. They just was on.
No, they
TikTok.
just knew it was from that
Yeah,
region.
you know that it comes from that region. You like it. It's an app. You downloaded it. You played with it. Sometimes you sat there and spent hours on it longer than you thought you was gonna fucking be there and shit. So obviously there's a hypnotic something about it. And for those that don't realize, it's the same thing as Netflix. You're attracted
YouTube
to
and
something,
everybody
you're
else.
tuning in, and you're spending quality time.
I think they're more concerned about what they're able to access when you download that app.
Excuse me. When you watch Netflix, a lot of the times
But that's an
people-
American-based country. So if I worked for
I'm not
like
cutting-
some type of a government official and then I decided to download TikTok, but then somebody called me
You
for an
coming up
emergency.
with- excuse me. You
No, but
coming up
that's
with-
real though.
Yeah, but you coming up with perspective things that may or may not. I'm talking about what Netflix actually does. It conglomerates the people to think about the programming that is predictive of things that are actually happening. TikTok is just showing you different people's seeing the actual things and showing you evidence of and you could believe it if you want to, or you could throw it away. All you got to do is put in. I don't use the TikToks, to be honest with you. You understand?
TikTok
All I
is
know,
the devil.
No, it definitely has a very
I
diverse
just want to say
fucking.
that you can get it from everybody what their beliefs are based on what they are showing you on TikTok. It doesn't just come from one mainstream media focused predictive programming. It comes from everybody, and I think that is what they're scared of. Too many different means of proving different things based upon a person's perception of information that they take in. Whereas Netflix says to the masses, take a look at this and run with it if you want to. It's just a movie. It's just a show. It's not real, but is it real? When it actually fucking comes to fucking, it comes true.
I mean,
What on
they're
Netflix you
definitely
seen
both
that
doing the
comes
same
true
thing.
yet?
They're definitely both doing the distracting technique. Yes, but I think they're more concerned about the safety that comes with these applications that are then
Safety?
brought because
play
they're
with that
from a
word.
different house. Like again,
'Cause
okay,
it's from a
think
different
of
house in China.
no, a different house in the sense of your enemy. So say you have your ex-husband's,
Ooh, I can't wait to get at you for that.
and I say the enemy
How
because
many Americans think that China is their enemy?
anybody who is not American, so to speak, is our enemy, so to speak, unless they agree to be allies.
Speak on it. I ain't fighting you on that.
That right there is something that's heavy. That's not something that should be.
Americans feel that everybody else.
No, this is me. This is Kim speaking.
But this is how America. This is
But that's my reality.
That's a great save. Are you an American?
Yes, I am.
Are you? You know? Do
I
you
just
think-
don't speak for all Americans.
You don't have
and that's
to,
what
but-
everybody
but-
doesn't do.
but-
And I don't need anybody to come get me with this new. Okay, all right.
But what's
Bill, you scared?
Well, what she said
No,
is
I'm scared to at least hold my throne as far as I can go without,
Getting
tripping
arrested,
over myself.
Go ahead, Amar.
no.
Sorry.
But what she said is exactly how America promotes itself and how it creates fake boogeymen. Anytime you
That is
see in the news this country or these people are a threat, that is American propaganda historically. And when you do your research, they're not a threat to America in terms of the average American citizen. They're a threat to America in terms of America not being able to do what they've always done, which is control and enforce power. So when you see China, China has always been a boogeyman that America props up, especially when you have Republicans in office. So China is it's a fake bad guy. It's not a real bad guy. What is China doing to Americans that threatens the national security of the average American? It's nothing. But what they'll tell you is that they'll package it under the guise of, well, China is bootlegging products, right? Well, does that threaten me and you? No, but that threatens Apple.
The economy.
That threatens Mercedes-Benz. That threatens all the corporations in which their stuff is being bootlegged.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
See, I agree.
Matter of fact, don't say nothing. We
No,
don't
I
hear
was-
from you. Go ahead, Chase.
No, it's not that. But the thing is, see, that's American media. When you overseas, there's nothing like that.
Mhm.
So when you go overseas and they not, and I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was trying to help you. But it's like that boogeyman syndrome is only here because it's not like that overseas. Like, it's nothing like that overseas.
And that's why it's suggested that you don't just watch American media, because America has a history, and it goes back to Edward Bernays, right? And Sigmund Freud. It has a history of America always needs a bad guy, right? In order for America to thrive and push its agenda, it has to create a bad guy. So if it has to switch from Saudi Arabia to Afghanistan to China and then Russia, it'll ping pong back and forth, because without a bad guy, America can't sell gun control. America can't sell the Restrict Act. America can't sell anything without a bad guy.
It is absolutely true. However, I'm not referring to them as the bad guy, as the boogeyman, as you were in reference to. I am referring to them as the opposite of what we live.
Yeah, no, it's the same, no, it's the same thing.
But in reality, like, you don't live in China, right?
No.
And you don't necessarily want to go and move and live in China
Not
and
at
become
all.
a citizen.
Not at all.
And why not?
Because China's an oppressive place.
Okay. So now understanding that this oppressive place now has access to your citizens and their information, which we can start and talk about bootlegging.
All right.
But bootlegging,
But that's
so
their-
I'm saying,
but
what
what-
happened?
I gotta respond.
Go ahead and respond.
But that's
after he.
But we're not talking about
Wait,
fear. We're
guys,
just talking about our
see-
reality.
Wait,
But
guys.
see-
After he responds, I want to play you direct verbiage from the TikTok CEO. Go ahead.
But it's not a reality for America and its citizens. And see, this is what America promotes. Well, look,
we give them as citizens the access.
But
Yeah,
you,
but let
but
him-
but
let him
but no,
finish
but
I
but-
wasn't finished.
But
That
America.
was
Oh, my
the
bad. Go
problem.
ahead.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no. At this
Oh.
point, we're now just
Oh,
going
Yeah,
back.
listen,
no,
we're not
and
arguing.
I'm only saying this because Butters has asked me not to be as quiet, and a lot of times I'm quiet because I don't like to cut people off. So people will talk, and then a long time will pass, and I won't say nothing. So that's why only reason why I'm doing that is because she asked. But I'm just saying this to say that these boogeymen, right? They're not a threat to America. They're even if China's oppressive, right? Let's say we agree on that. They're oppressive to themselves, right? We can't name instances in which China is a threat to me, right? When it comes to my bills, when it comes to anything on my livelihood as an American citizen, China is not a threat to me. China is a threat to Chinese citizens, and that's why China and its citizens in the outskirts of China, they protest, they take to the streets. But America promotes it as, look what they're doing there, they're going to do it here. And they do this with everybody that threatens them that's not part of the 6 colonialized European nations that have oppressed this planet. So outside of those 6 people, and even on their own, that's how they promote it. But if you think about it, China is not a threat to anybody in America. But America will say, look at Afghanistan, look at Saudi Arabia, look what they're doing to them. If you don't join
what
us,
they're doing to their own people.
to their own people.
Okay.
But that's their business. America and its history, when you look at the Monroe Doctrine, it says, yo, stay out of foreign affairs. So if you stay out of foreign affairs, you will see that none of them are a threat to us, ever.
And you know what's funny? Before I even play this, I want everybody to know that China has been brokering peace deals between Iran and Iraq. Whether or not the USA likes it or not, it is China that is going around and doing that. China is. I'm not touting for
China has a lot of farmland here in America too.
I mean, like I said, I'm not touting for China, but what people got to realize is that what China is doing, America is kind of trying to run behind and recoup to go do. All of a sudden, America realizes, my God, China's deep in Africa. We need to go over there and talk to these Africans about why America is better to deal with than the Chinese. China deep in South America. All of a sudden, America needs to go over and talk to these South Americans about why America needs to. How come you now getting you just gave how much money to Ukraine? Somewhere that nobody in America was thinking about unless they had homeland there in the past 10 to 20 years. But all of a sudden, it's everybody fight for Ukraine, fight for Ukraine. But Zelensky is going around begging everybody for money, having Zoom meetings with Africans, talking about, sorry, we overlooked you. Shorty, when at the top of the pandemic, when, excuse me, not the pandemic necessarily, but the war that is going on between European peoples and the African folks and black skinned people like me was over there, they weren't letting nobody leave like that and saying, oh, you could go ahead, women and children first. No, black skins were last. I don't know if it's just me. Should I feel funny about mentioning this out loud?
In all civil and acts of war on the European end, they have always made sure that the blacks were the last one to leave. Just so you know.
I mean, shit, we could have a whole conversation and prove that to be facts, but there's nobody that's listening
and
to
that's
the
only because
show right now
the continent
that's gonna like make that be a debatable conversation. We're not even
because
gonna
China's
go there.
willing to go to war for their people and everybody else isn't.
Son,
because we keep separating folks.
You can't even say that because Chinese people China has Chinese people in America.
No, absolutely.
So
but
how
if
you
there
gonna
was
separate Chinese
if there
people
was
in America from Chinese
no, hear
people?
me what I'm saying to you. So if we had what we have would get like with police brutality, what we have with enslavement from the American slave trade, remember that? If we had that whole history for Chinese people here in America, we wouldn't. Because China would have already done something about it.
Wait, say that one more time.
Okay, in the sense, okay. I was always confused. I am biracial, right? The one concept is, how did that opportunity come from going to a place, a land, collecting folks and bringing them on these boats and distributing them elsewhere, right? And we got all of these different countries inside the continent of Africa, right? So I was trying to figure out why on the continent of Africa, why are they not speaking of that trade? Why isn't it a horror story as it is an American horror story?
Now, that goes to
this is a dangerous.
So then we go back to the Chinese. No, but again, it started from the conversation of China, though. China has the I forgot. It starts with an S. Sumerian. No, not Sumerian. You know what I'm talking about. It's the warrior joint. Samurai. They got the samurai story.
I thought samurais were from Japan.
They're all in the No, bro. I promise you, the samurai came from the Mongolian Empire, son.
Asian. It's all.
They all from
there are variations of Asians, which they're. Well, I'm not.
By the power of
we can't go there. I wasn't there
Bombs.
1,000 years ago. I only read the books. All I'm saying is I'm still trying to understand that concept. Like,
cool.
how were they able to do something? Like the Seminoles, like New Orleans is named after Orleans, France. We're just sitting there distributing colonialism throughout, like Puerto Rico speaking Spanish. That wasn't their native tongue. And everybody will then speak down to you because you don't speak that new language or that new native tongue, so to speak.
I feel what you say.
It gets confusing.
Understand what your question is.
Because my question is more so, where is their horror story if it took place as they wrote the story here for America?
So please
for the Chinese or even for the African.
All right, so please don't look for the horror story to come from folks that have also been oppressed and told don't tell it. Pause, because there's a lot of folks that will say that we weren't allowed to speak on it. I'm just saying.
But there's a discrepancy
But
right
she-
now with Africans not liking Americans.
But she touched on this earlier before we got on the air. What did she
I
ask?
ain't talking about
No.
it.
She did.
Come
Well,
on,
she didn't really
let's
touch on
everybody
it, but
just-
but you brought it in, and she actually did touch on it without it being touched on. When she asked, "Why are these people on Clubhouse arguing where we're from?" So now, fast forward to what you right, because everything is 360. Look at what you just asked. Africans, and this is why we argue where we're from, because of your question, and there's no definitive answer. We have to argue about it because Africans will say, "Well, you Black Americans are talking about slavery. That ain't nothing," even though they participated, they initiated it, right? So Black Americans is like, wait a minute, we in this predicament, and there's not one other type of people that's rocking with us on this. So we got to rock with ourselves on this. So yeah, we're gonna question not just Europeans, we're gonna question you Africans because y'all, like you said, y'all don't care about the slave trade, y'all don't acknowledge it, and y'all the ones that facilitated it with these Europeans.
Well,
so
I
now
would definitely say that I would never allow for anyone to just say what they do not acknowledge when it is common knowledge. What is acknowledged is something that took place big time that affected everybody.
No, but Africans don't take responsibility for that.
That's
Well,
what I'm
and
trying to
that-
figure out.
where-
Why the
where-
story
where-
never got told down?
Because this is why Black Americans, right? And a lot of people as Pan-African, they'll get mad when I say this, but a lot of Black Americans have to take a hard stance. If you're a second, third generation,
And they sure do. They
but-
get in that ass.
but
Go ahead.
you have to, because Black Americans are in a position that there's no other type of people on the planet that we're in, and that's the fact that we have no place to go. So we gotta do stuff for ourselves. Everybody
me.
else, if you Haitian, if you Jamaican, if you Puerto Rican, if you Dominican, you have a secondary or could be considered
Excuse
primary
me.
option to go back to.
So many Black Americans and Indigenous Americans, whatever you want to name the cooperative, have said this is the place that they belong because this is where they are from. They were originally here. No, there's nowhere to go back to. No, I'm keeping it funky.
But this is-
no,
but-
but I'm
but
listen,
this is why
do
we
you
have to-
acknowledge the fact that they will say that there's nowhere else to go back to but here because this is where they say they are from?
That's actually how I started on social media, was from that subject. But
Okay.
the problem with that is that it's
Tell them what the problem
it-
is.
it's-
They
it's
looking at you.
because-
I
no,
agree with them.
let me-
They
Can
say that
can I
they.
jump in real quick?
Real quick though. I agree with anybody that knows their history
They don't know
and
it.
said that they are from here.
They don't know
that
it.
you telling me
can't even
that you
research it.
say that you from here. I'm fucking with you and where you say, because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't want you to come and tell me
after Chase
who
finished.
I'm associated with and where I am from when my people know who they are. So it becomes problematic. The division is beautiful because Massa
But with,
loves to sit in his smoke jacket by the fireside sipping Douce coladas while all of you Negro coloreds, niggers, nigga with an H, nigga with it without the H, everybody likes to sit there and get mad at each other for saying things that each other don't fucking like. When it's like, shorty, like, it's okay. In 2023, what the fuck are we doing about the major problem that's upon us? That's where I'm at. But we could talk about where people still are. No, we could talk about where people still are.
There's a lot to
You
that.
raised your hand?
I did.
Up for
Right,
grabs?
I'm here.
goddamn.
I'm here, yeah. But the problem with the thing is too, though. What's happening is, it's one, and I have to keep saying this. It's not about culture. It's about skin color. So the problem is the disconnect, and every issue under the sun has nothing to do. Kim will get a job, a cab, an apartment, a house before me because of
Damn
skin
you,
color.
Kim, and your pale
So it has
fucking
nothing.
skin.
No, it's not your
No,
fault.
me and Butters was just talking about
Yeah.
this in the car. That's a whole fact.
So it's
we
not
were
about.
just
so it's
talking
not
about
about.
this.
Are you
culture.
trying to say that you
I think it's both though.
would
No,
get a
it's
job
it's
faster
about-
than me?
it's about
No, I
skin
said
color.
half the time they're disappointed when they do interact with me because this is what they get.
But it's
Yeah.
not just
It
skin
has-
color,
No,
though.
it is skin
No,
color.
it
It's not just
no,
skin
it.
color.
I
It's
promise
all
you,
about
it.
it. 100%
I
not.
promise you,
So
bro.
guys, let's not argue argue it.
It is at
Kim
80%
thinks
skin
that
tone.
if she keeps her mouth shut and just shows her light
Yes,
skin,
it's real,
It's
that-
not
bro.
the skin
excuse
color
me,
though.
I've
and
experienced
all
it.
I'm saying is,
But I want to finish the thing though.
Oh,
but
sorry.
the thing,
But you right, bro.
but
You
the
right.
but the difference is once again the
light
reason why
skins are more Negro
the
than
reason why Black Americans is you have to understand like it's not Africans about tribal. In the Caribbean, it's about culture. In America, it's about skin color. So the reason why
we're
the
fucked up.
disconnect is once again you're not looking at the enemy. There is no enemy.
Yes, there is.
So that's what I'm explaining. The only enemy is green, baby. That's it.
I gotta push back on that.
It gets you to a point,
It's
but
not
even
just
then,
green,
wait,
even then they hold you to
so
it.
let's ask Chase before he's because he be
Because a white
Wait,
person will hold you to gunpoint,
wait,
bro.
because he be in the cut quiet.
What?
Excuse me, sir. Did you just say that there's no enemy?
No.
So
There's
since
definitely enemy.
we're all friends, why can't we all just get along?
Because that's a distraction. See the people. See if I
Nah,
because if I
Boy,
was
Chase, man, you was rocking, man.
nah, what I'm saying
You
it
was
is
rocking,
a distraction.
Chase,
It's
man,
a
you was
distraction.
rocking, man.
Because my thing is, first of all, the reason I'm saying that because I work for the government, so that's what I'm saying. And the
Stop
people,
blowing it up.
His
son.
disclaimers and shit.
But what I'm saying is that no. But what I'm saying is the people that y'all fight, that y'all. The reason why they want y'all to argue is because I can have y'all arguing and not have y'all fix the problem.
Excuse
The
me,
same way,
A
like-
Marvelous is
Yeah.
leaving because he said that you work for the government.
Oh my god! I don't. Oh lord, he knows what it is. But at the end of the day, no. Seriously, like I said, it's just a distraction. All that Clubhouse and all that extra shit. Them people don't know what they talking about. Go get some money.
First
Just
of
that
all,
simple.
in defense of Clubhouse,
Them people
family,
just talking. Them people just talking.
and excuse me, and rightfully so. It is a censorship-free place where
Nah, they recording your shit, son. They're gonna hold you to that
hold
shit
on.
in 20 years.
They're not even thinking about you.
Hold on.
That's the thing.
Here's the thing, right? I may not be so popular to some. I may not hold any precedence to others. But when me, as self inside of this space, takes myself and goes onto a public platform and talks my talk, I can be one of the first people affected by that act that I talked about earlier. Because I went there, I said what I said, I felt how I felt, and I might become someone that influences someone else's mindset based on the things that I said. I am not programmed by anybody.
Just make sure you end it with "I feel" or "I think." Then they can't hold you to shit legally. I'm telling
Here's
you,
my
bro.
thing. I mean, I'm kind of like
Wordplay is
well-versed
an
in it,
important factor.
and I'm really good with verbiage. So for me, it's like they not hurting me by coming up with their little laws and rules and regulations.
You know, they were just going after the Sandy Hook guy, the little fucking
Son, they
podcaster
just
guy.
went after fucking Alex
Well,
Jones.
Alex Jones, allegedly.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. So they just
Millions.
they just went after Alex Jones and made it so that the things that he perspected on became criminal because he said that he thinks that didn't.
No, he
happen
kept
that
saying
way.
it didn't. He has to stress that I believe. He kept
So what?
stressing that
So,
it wasn't.
Okay, so boom.
And I was following him and all.
Nah, so boom, and you're never gonna stop following him because there's a very small perspective allowed into the mainstream thought process that says you can think this way and say it out loud. Everybody can't say it out loud.
But also, there's a hurt. See, Butters, what you're getting mad at too is a hurt.
I'm not mad.
Mental.
Do I sound mad?
No, not like that. But I mean, like, there's a mental herd immunity. Mentally, like, there's a herd immunity to mentality. So what's happening is
A
everybody
herd
thinks
mentality.
towards the mental herd
Yeah,
mentality.
that applies
So
to who exactly?
everyone's is developing.
So the
it.
people that he speaks to
Mhm.
should feel compelled towards his speech.
Here's the thing, right?
They have no thought process of their own.
No, a
to
lot of people
decipher.
are followers,
No,
and that's
they- no, what
that's
I'm
why
saying, nah.
Let me
information needs to be.
But what it is you have a lot of inference and then you have facts. And a lot of the inference is mixing in with the fact, so you're
Alright.
not getting the actual fact. So what's happening is with social media, like I can have an opinion, like okay, like today, Mayor Adams passed a law getting rid of Medicaid for retired city workers, right? So people don't know this stuff. People don't know. They just see that headline and say, "Oh, this and the third," but they're not reading the actual law that he's doing and why he's doing it. So they're gonna say, "Oh, he's bad." I mean, I'm not a fan of Eric Adams, but just read it for yourself. Don't make an opinion or an inference based on or assumption based on just an Instagram post. That's the problem.
The history of facts, though, however, have been totally biased, especially the medical.
Can I go back?
Wow, a history of facts.
No, because
Chase, that's crazy in the air. That's nuts in the air. Listen,
but no, and I say that only to say, because my sister, who's she just got her MD license, and she had these textbooks, and level of pain monitoring for a Black woman compared to a white woman is totally different. But in retrospect, they are the same human. Right. They are the same person that's going through this situation, And then we had another scenario where in her textbook they were talking about blood level, and then the amount of iron in that blood level compared to a white woman, and they allowed the Black woman's iron level to be much lower than the white woman's, because they say that the Black woman generates heat, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But you only generate heat through certain circumstances, like if there's sunlight present.
So are you telling me that they're differentiating the way that things happen based on race in medical
Well, this is from the
situations?
early 1900s. Don't forget the med books are from that era.
But it has to be, though.
No, it is.
It has to be.
Because our predominant doctors were white males.
But they don't treat us with that difference, though. They don't treat us.
Excuse me. They do treat you with that.
I know a lot of.
Hence the reason why, and let me go out on a limb and say this. Hence the reason why I have even heard Black women say that somebody told them no to certain things because you can tolerate pain more than somebody else.
That's
fucking nuts.
No, but that's when it's detrimental in terms of health benefits.
It should never even be different.
No, it is, but it has to be. And it's not. No, that's
it's through experience and circumstances that forces it. Because at the end of the day, if you're being brutalized and you're being cut open surgically, and you're being told like if you yell today, you're gonna get this circumstance, or you got to deal with this. So you probably held your tongue that day. You didn't yell. So they just noted it that, this person was able to be cut into her ovaries and she was open heart surgery and she didn't say nothing.
Well, we're grouping
so
a lot
it was
of things.
Documented as such.
We're grouping a lot of things into one thing, right?
Yeah, we're doing a whole lot.
Like hospitals, hospitals in general, they overlap the way they treat people. But Black people, because of their melanin, cannot be treated the same. It just can't. And the problem is that they are.
The melanin is only the safety. It is not the occurrence. It is only the safety. What it actually is doing for you, say that you have a headache, you could take 200 milligrams of Motrin compared to the white person that doesn't have melanin, and it won't fucking scarce up the lining of your stomach, and it won't do certain things like Advil, the little brown coloring to the Advil pill.
Right.
It's harmful to people with low melanin, but people with higher melanin, it doesn't really affect them. Those are safety measures.
Those are just drugs, though.
But those are safety measures when it comes down to melanated individuals.
But safety measures based
meaning your pain has nothing to do with your melanated skin.
But that's what I'm saying. The only distinction is when it becomes to something in regards to harm. But how you treat someone with melanin in their content, there's a difference. Jewel Pookrum speaks about that you cannot treat a Black person because of their content, because of their experience, the same way as someone that doesn't have the same content. So when it comes to drugs, they'll make that distinction. But what about psychiatry? What about psychology?
Can I say something?
What about
those are through experiences?
Now I'm gonna help you out.
Hold on. Did you finish your statement?
I have a lot to say, but I just don't want to cut off. That's why.
You're getting cut off.
No, but
I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
It's not because I just want you to be able to say the whole thing so I can rip you a new asshole when I'm ready.
Okay.
Well, it's a lot.
So even like with therapy, right? But a lot of the problem too is Black people don't feel like they don't have to go to the doctor. So a lot of the times the therapists in the medical field, they can't do the research Because black people don't go to the doctor.
But your therapist is definitely having a different story from you, a black man, than a white man.
No.
Because your experiences and your exposure to.
Okay,
you guys are racist.
With a doctor,
no, let's be realistic
with
though.
a doctor,
Chase, get racist with the blackness.
No, I'm not racist at all.
I am not either. Remember, racism only allows you
but
to
they use race to push hospitals before the 1900s.
The average hospital in New York City is Jewishly owned.
Let's do this. I'm waving at it, please.
Let's say this.
I want to play the TikTok CEO. I've been waiting to do it.
She found it.
I mean, I've been had it. I was just letting you Negroes argue amongst yourselves.
All right, we here. I've never been called a Negro in my life. But all right.
You gotta hit it with the fuck you all. We'll get a refill on your asses.
I've never been called a Negro in my life. But
excuse me. You know how many times that the black person in America been relabeled? You mean to tell me no one's ever called you a Negro?
I've only dealt with racism and bigotry from other black people.
Okay, so no black person's ever called you a Negro? What they call you?
My name.
Nah, but other than that, you
I mean,
don't
what they
play
call
around
behind
with
my
me
back.
because y'all use words that I never use.
I really don't.
You play too
me
much.
Personally, I said
let's,
me
let's
personally.
play that game like you never been called that N-word by your compadres. Some of them sit here and call each other nigga all day long. I hate nigga.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's overstated that it's negative.
The only sad part is when the opposition hears it and utilizes it, it's only coming from one energy.
Right.
So that's why it's a lot dangerous.
But see that before I know we can't.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I keep it.
But the thing is, right? The thing is, like, let's take a place like New York, right? Hip hop changed the way things are. So that term, it's in the box because, like, if I'm from New York, East Coast, but if I'm from New York and I use the word nigga, even if I'm Hispanic. Or it's like
everybody love it, right?
It's a thin line. It's like how can I
everybody love it?
It's
right?
ugly no matter who it come from.
So I tested it, right? Because I used to run a real estate office and my partner was Jewish. And this one of the younger agents there.
What you used to tell that nigga?
No, he was Jewish. He was one of our Jewish agents, right?
So you never told that nigga nothing?
No, I'm gonna tell you how I did it.
Did you let that nigga know?
You're not catching the joke, bro.
Did you tell that nigga that they was acting niggerish?
Now, mind you, this was in Sheepshead Bay, so I know where I'm at. So, but it's still Brooklyn though, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a New York curve, and I get it. So he kept saying it. So just to test him out, you know. He said he kept saying nigga, but it wasn't, I didn't feel no derogatory. It was just New York.
That?
It was one of the Jewish agents, but it was like, yo, my nigga's tripping. It was like that. It wasn't like a racist thing.
It made you feel all right?
No, I don't care if people, I don't care.
Did it make you feel all right and comfortable?
I didn't care.
He said he didn't feel anything.
So what I did was I was like, let me ask you a question. I said, when you use that term, why do you use it? Because I like to
to the side for this conversation?
No.
Or was this in front of his compadres?
We was both in the office, and then people was walking in, and then I held court.
Money holds them together, so he's willing to hear him out.
So I asked him that. He's like, I ain't even think about it. It's just something that I've used since I was a child. I was like, I figured that. I was like, let me ask you a question. What if I was like, yo, what's up, my kike? And his face got red. His face got red.
What? I know. I'm waiting for the response.
Let him finish the story.
And I've tested this out with because I grew up around blacks and Puerto Ricans. So I tested
Where
this with
did you
Hispanics.
learn that kike thing?
So I said, what if I was like, yo, what up, my kike? You know I'm not prejudiced because we rock with each other. And he was just like, oh, it's different. I'm like, well, what's different? He was like, nah, it's different. But he kept tripping himself up. And I said, you know why I did that? Not because I think you're racist, but because that term has been so watered down that everybody in the world thinks they could use it, and they've become immune to the sensitivity that people that's black might feel when you use it. And he thought about it. So I said, let's do this. Every time you say what up, my nigga, or use that, I say, what up, my kike? And let's do that. I said, I don't care if you use nigga. So then you shouldn't care if I use kike.
I think it's a little unfair though.
Excuse me. Let him say his whole experience. Whether you feel it's unfair, that's your business.
We're having dialogue.
No, I understand, but what he's talking about is his experience, and how he was able to express that to that person and how they received it. You think it's unfair? I also think it may be unfair.
Well, what's unfair? I'm confused.
Oh no, the fact that like you said, the average rapper has made it popular to where everybody is now comfortable with it. But ain't no Jewish person ever gonna make a song about a kike.
Please let me finish it. And this is what I want to go back. This is what I want to go back to what Chase was saying, right? Yes, it's skin colorism is there, but it's not just color because it's culture. Because of hip hop culture has changed things, right? Hip hop culture has made it to that point. So now it's
made things adaptable.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? We could say it's not fair, but hip hop culture has leveled the playing field where it's beyond black.
But who's in charge of the hip hop culture?
There is, but it's Caucasoids. Caucasoids and it's Caucasoids.
So that might be the reason why the words.
I beg to differ.
No, we're the creators but they are the control of.
Before we get to that,
all those apps you own, besides the one you just created.
But before we get to that, let me just finish.
Let
me just finish. Let me just finish with this. Right?
I don't want nobody to be in denial.
Whether they own it or not, this is something that we were saying. We being black people were saying before hip hop. If I watch 70s exploitations films, they're like, nigga, I'll cut you. So this isn't it. It's not a hip hop thing. Hip hop just made it global and made it acceptable. But Hollywood also had that with black people using it. So all Hollywood does is it takes what's already there and it distorts it for its own agenda and it highlights it in the sense that nobody would have seen it if they didn't.
Hence the title Black Exploitation.
But this was before hip hop. So the use of nigger, right? This is why when people get mad at it, I like to troll them and piss them off because even that term etymologically is not negative. It's not negative. So blacks are children, right? And blacks get mad at me, but black people are remedial.
They gonna be mad at you after this.
But that's cool. That's cool.
Speak your truth.
Go ahead and speak your truth.
I like to troll people, right? All ethnicities, all people.
Go
but
ahead.
Black people are remedial in the way that we approach things. We're so highly triggered that everything bothers us and it stops us from using our logic and our intelligence. Nigga in its etymology is not a negative word. So I don't get mad when anybody calls. First of all, nobody that's white's gonna have the courage to say that shit to my face.
Excuse me, my niggas.
About 70 years ago, though, the moment they used that word, something else was about to happen.
But I know,
though.
but see, I gotta finish.
No, go ahead and finish it, because I'm gonna school you in a second, my niggas.
But
ain't for everybody. Thank you. Go ahead.
Black people are remedial because if you're talking about 1920, right? If a white person used it, there's a chance that I'm going to die after they use it. That's not the case in 2023. So when black people use the word nigga, it's not in the same context as a person that was going to hang me off a tree.
In certain places there it is.
But even that's probably.
Oh, and they actually, in Tennessee and Mississippi, they just actually built legislation back to Jim Crow.
Yeah, but
lynching is now official.
But what I'm saying is, right, but even and that goes to what
community lynching.
That goes to what Chase was saying, right? It's true and false. Race is used to divide people and it's pure propaganda. On the other side, racism is going to always be in America. But if I'm in Brooklyn, I'm not worried about getting lynched. It's not going to happen. I know no one that's lynched. Can't nobody from New York City tell me in the last 20 years
you get the wrong police officers.
Nobody's lynching you.
Shit
nobody's
done,
lynching
bro.
you.
Let him finish that thing that he's saying about friendly to niggas.
I know people who've been gunned down.
Gunned
That's
down.
like lynching.
No. See, we got
opposed to being
guys. I'm trying to get to this TikTok CEO, and you guys are honestly defending nigger way too much for me.
With that word, because that word.
Yeah, not you.
If you ask 10 black people that get mad at that word and be like, yo, give me the history of that word, I put my life, they can't tell you. So how you gonna get mad at a word that you don't understand?
Life
that's their problem.
I'll put my life in.
But that's their problem.
No. But no, it's a
because the right people know the whole history behind it.
It's a collective problem. And I'll put my life on it and y'all can test me on it. We can go to any so-called neighborhood where it's mostly black people and pick random 10 people of any generation. They cannot tell you the history of that word.
That's like Lil Wayne becoming rich and saying that he has never experienced racism.
It's not the same. He's an idiot. But
that's the same to me, though.
So guys,
for you to say that you're going to pull 10.
So what we will do is not argue over what y'all think it and who it belongs to. Listen,
I
I'm not.
test it out.
Listen, you want to go around testing in
Yes.
neighborhoods who feels good about nigga?
Yes.
That's
No,
on
but
you.
it's ignorance. How am I gonna
Exactly.
get mad at a word? I
If a
don't know
white
where it
person
came
did
from.
that survey, they would not
Guys,
be okay with it. A white
guys.
person walked up to black people's houses, the black person is gonna tell them, I don't want you to say that. If a black man walked up to those same black people's houses, they'd be like, no, it's okay with me. It's how it's perceived, it's how it's distinguished.
White people don't use cracker as a term of endearment. So
Because
it's not
nobody's
the
making a
same.
song and nobody's making movies about it. Again, black exploitation movies is hence blacks exploited.
Because in no way is cracker and kike positive.
So can I please
Spit,
say?
cracker, quite.
So how did you make the N-word positive?
Because at the root
you
of
made
it, the root.
You made it.
Where did it come from? Negas is not a negative word. It means king.
So can I please?
Negas,
Goodness,
yes.
I feel
Oh,
like
no, I'm sorry, baby. This
I feel like
is
I'm
your
begging
show.
right now to
This is why I'm
say
quiet.
to say this thing.
This is when you.
I don't have a problem with everybody having their stance on these things, right? What I find to become problematic is the fact that everybody in their heart of hearts knows what is wrong and what is right about it. Everybody knows, and nobody wants to be accountable for making change happen to evolve from what was to what can be, not what is, not as it is, not as you'd like to see it be now. What will it be? Future is evolution. What can we understand that we already know? And why can't we apply the science of things evolving like everybody else is? You can't force somebody to be a kike or a gook and you tell them that now it's okay to wasp. You can't make them feel good. You can't make them feel good about that. That's not your business. What is our business is how we choose to acknowledge what will push us and propel us in an upwards movement for our vibrations to put us in a different realm of reality. If you like hamster wheels and running in them shits, thinking that insanity isn't doing the same thing over and over to get the same fucking result, then be my guest. That's what some people like. How long will it take them, their offspring, and their legacy to realize that you were always in charge of the change that could be made to make things different for your elevation, your thought process, and your people? But because you embrace things that somebody else took and warped into reality for you, you who have removed accountability from self to make the reality be something that you can change at any time. Everybody else is telling you, I can't define what a woman is. Everybody else is telling you, you can't tell me who can play in these arenas. Everybody else is telling you all these things, but the thing that you're in charge of, you don't want to tell yourself, let me flip the fucking script and make this shit be a lituation. I delete that. And anybody, including myself, because I'm disciplined, don't want to fuck with it, tell me that I gotta still keep fucking with it because you got used to it. I will say it again. Tell me that I gotta keep doing it because you got used to it, when everything else is something people got used to that y'all took, flipped the script and told me get used to it because we're evolving without or with you. What would you like to do about it? Shut the fuck up. We've already passed the law. Matter of fact, we've entered a bill. Have your people entered a bill No. You're going to sit here, read this bill, and shut the fuck up. And when I pass it, 20 years for you if you break the law. That's all I'm saying. What do we want better for ourselves? First and foremost, consider me a part of ours. We haven't even done that yet. But yet we speak for each other as if we know each other from somewhere. We speak to each other as if there's a common path that we're all walking, when massa loves to see us all going in different directions. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Sitting in this smoke jacket, sipping a fucking Douce Colada, while all you peons argue amongst yourselves about who is a nigger, who is black, and who is Negro. Fun fucking times. Take your time doing that. Motherfuckers said they going to Mars while you do that. Motherfuckers said they're mining asteroids while you do that. Motherfuckers said we're going to World War III while you do that. We got a lot of time on our fucking hands to do a lot of things that don't got shit to do with moving humanity forward. They love it. They love that you do this. They love it. I need a fucking smoke jacket. I want a smoke jacket too. I want to smoke my spliff next to Massa. Like, yeah, Massa, I've been telling you that. I've been told you this was I figured so. Can't unite on shit. Can't figure it out together.
It's all intentional.
Can't figure it out together. Love to unravel it, dismantle it in a state of disarray together. Never put the pieces together and say, how are we moving forward and being accountable and moving upwards bound and forward with responsibility towards loving each other. Show me more hate. Show me some more. Show me some more hate. Show me some more hate. Show me, don't just show me. Fucking tap dance around with Kamala and all these fuckers going to everywhere to say what using your black face to go sell the program. I'm just Butters Basics with the platform for the unknown, and you could not like what I'm saying, or you could love it and say, yo, she's got a point. Can we deal with it together? I don't know what to tell y'all. I just want to play the fucking CEO from TikTok so you could see his Chinese ass get talked to by Massa about how he should behave. I'm lying? Am I lying?
I'm here for it.
All right, here goes. Let me find a good one here because they got him. And if y'all didn't watch the whole thing,
I didn't even know about it. I just knew that I didn't want to participate because.
Son, I bet you when he went home, I wish I knew some Chinese words that he went home and probably said to his girlfriend or his wife or his boyfriend. You never know who's going what way nowadays, and said to them, "You know how these fucking European offspring spoke to me and made me fucking I put my balls on this table for them." Let's hear how it went. All right, so this one here is
only
TikTok CEO
identify as a man.
I mean, you seen him in a suit.
In his country, he can only identify as a man. He will be dead.
Should be
under his own rule.
It be like that sometimes. So right now, I think this is the one here where he's saying that
these conversations remind me. I'm happy to be a Brooklynite.
He's saying the app, China ties and security risks. Let me see. find that good one right there, saying that he never had any discussions with the Chinese government. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all.
I'm still mad about COVID.
Hold on a
Because
second.
Wuhan was definitely in China.
I'm gonna fight you, Kim. Listen, here, let me see if I can get this one up for y'all. Here goes.
Ben isn't worried about
Little
retirement.
commercial or whatever
His
the fuck,
personalized
radio
plan
play
is
after
backed by
ad.
the team at Fidelity. His
No, it's cool. I'm gonna turn it up when the ad come through, so we could like chop it up over it and whatnot. Thanks so much for being here, guys. If you like what you're hearing so far, make sure that you tune into the Butters Basics show. Follow DJ Chase. Follow Quit While You're Ahead and follow A Marvelous, man. Like, you're not going to get this anywhere else live and direct. And much appreciated that you guys are here for this. You know, here goes.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Chu, I'm an information technology professional, been doing it for the most of my life. You've been evasive in many of your answers. I'm going to talk to you in some language that maybe you'll better understand, ones and zeros, okay? Let's talk about the Citizen Lab report. This is something your team frequently mentions in hearings as a way to exonerate yourself. For example, in the limitations section, it reads, we could not examine every source code component and test in the apps in every circumstance, which means our methods could not find every security issue, privacy violation, and censorship event. So it's an incomplete assessment. The report notes that TikTok's data collection using third-party trackers was in apparent conflict with the GDPR and that multiple themes were censored by TikTok. What is shocking to me is the shared source code between TikTok in the United States and the CCP-censored Douyin. The Citizen Labs report says that many of the functions and classes were identical and that the differences in behavior between TikTok in the United States and Douyin in China are slight changes in hard-coded values. Incredibly, specific censorship parameters from Douyin are present in TikTok, but just turned off. The authors say that for unknown reasons, the parameter variable itself is preserved. So while Citizen Lab may have been afraid to say the obvious conclusion, Mr. Chu, I am not. TikTok's source code is riddled with backdoors and CCP censorship devices. Here's the truth. In 1 million lines of code, the smallest shift from a 0 to a 1 on just one of thousands of versions of TikTok on the market will unlock explicit CCP censorship and access to American data. Mr. Chu, as CEO of TikTok, why have you not directed your engineers to change this source code?
Congressman, thank you for the question.
Have you directed them to change the source code?
Like what we are offering and
Yes
my
or
fourth
no?
commitment?
Have you directed them to change that source code?
Congressman, if you give me a bit of time to just
No,
explain
I don't. It's a yes or no question. Have you directed your engineers to change that source code?
I'm not sure I understand.
Why are you allowing TikTok to continue to have the capacity for censorship, and yet you claim here that you don't? Let me remind
doesn't.
you of something. Do you realize that making false and misleading statements to Congress is a federal crime?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So have you directed your engineers to change that source code?
I am giving third-party access monitoring by experts. And Congressman, you are an expert on this. You
What
could agree with me
percentage
that no
of
other company
TikTok
does
source
this.
code is the same as Douyin? What percentage?
I can get back to you on the specifics.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. Where was the source code for TikTok developed? Was it developed in China or in the United States?
It's a global collaborative effort. Like a lot
Was
of
it
code for a
developed
lot of
in?
companies.
Was it developed in China? Some of it.
Some of it is.
Okay, at ByteDance. Can the when it's compiled in the compilation process, can bytecode be manipulated? We've talked a lot about source code. What about the bytecode, the ones and zeros that actually execute on the device? Can it be manipulated? Yes.
Congressman, to give you comfort, that's why we're giving third-party monitors.
Yes,
As an expert, I think you can agree that very few companies
I've got the
have to do this.
report here by Citizen Lab. I want to read you something from Ron Diebert. Specifically, in your written testimony to Congress, you stated on page 9, Citizen Lab found that there was no overt data transmission by TikTok to the Chinese government and that TikTok did not contact any servers within China. You implied that Citizen Lab exonerated TikTok from any information sharing with China. Well, the director of Citizen Lab saw this and issued a statement correcting the record yesterday. And I'm quoting Ron Diebert, the director of the lab. I am disappointed that TikTok executives continue citing the Citizen Lab's research in their statements to government as somehow exculpatory. I've called them out on this in the past, and it's unfortunate that I have to do it again, unquote. He goes on to say, and I quote, "We even speculated about possible mechanisms through which the Chinese government might use unconventional techniques to obtain TikTok user data via pressure on ByteDance," end of quote. Mr. Chu, you sent Congress written testimony citing this lab as a support of your claim that China cannot access user data, U.S. user data. And now this lab has come out to say, we never said that. That's misleading. Mr. Chu, I hope you understand what that is. That's misleading. Mr. Chu, this is yet another instance of TikTok attempting to mislead Americans about what their technology is capable of and who has access to their information. Madam Chair, I'd like to
respond to that
by
very
Ron
quickly,
Diebert and the Citizens Lab into the record.
Without objections.
With that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back.
This is called a snapping.
Yo!
It's called a Yo.
Son.
I hate all of them.
Who you hate?
All them folks that was just in that conversation.
Why? What?
Because everybody's full of shit.
I think it's fake news.
Bring the microphone down.
I think it's all fake news.
That this is theater.
There's no reason. Yes,
is this theater?
There's no reason why I should care about this. It doesn't.
I concur.
There's America telling you that China is bad when they're not for Americans.
Is the Chinese man speaking English?
Yes.
Is he proficient in English?
I'm sure he is.
Do you think that he is an agent for China?
And America. America has a history of being partners with the fake boogeymans that they finance.
We're not going to put Front Street until we have Front Street already in control.
Guys.
Why is TikTok an issue when Facebook does the same thing?
Again, that's not a good comparison. Brody, that's not a good comparison. Because in real life, no, but it's like the police having a picture of you and knowing your name and address.
Like
the
Facebook.
NYPD. No, it's like NYPD knowing your face, name, and address, right? And then your baby mother that you've been avoiding and running away from, she now have your face and name and address.
Are you trying to say that Chinese men have baby mothers?
No, I'm saying that the enemy is considered like an ex or a baby mother that you're trying to fucking avoid. At the end of the day, you don't necessarily want them to know that you just bought a new house.
Excuse me.
It doesn't change anything.
Excuse me.
Granted.
And Instagram. And
Granted.
Chinese men
but
don't
they're
cheat.
not your baby mother.
How are they not?
Chinese men don't cheat.
They're
Facebook
just
knows
the
more
other
about
woman.
me.
Facebook is just the other woman. China and every other country. India just spoke about how they're preparing to use rubies over the US dollar.
But that's what this is about. This isn't about.
It's always about money.
But
No, granted.
But this is
the same reason why you could do business with a Jew.
No, but this is bullshit they're telling us.
Because
They're trying
Let's
to tell
take a
us
listen.
that
Let me listen to
TikTok is
this.
an issue, and it's not an issue. The issue is these people.
It's marginalized.
Let
issue.
him finish his whole thing.
TikTok is no worse than Facebook. Facebook, in its origin, started with the government. So how is TikTok worse than Facebook when they work with DARPA to collect my information?
Because they went to the Supreme Court. So Facebook went to the Supreme Court, and now we have the right to give out false information. And they'll give out fact checks, and then they'll even tell you, hey, we're not sure if this is real. However, supposedly fact check has blah, 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 blah. And then they even took that shit off.
No, but fact check only fact checks things that
We
are
can actually
against.
take them to court here.
You can't.
I can't take nobody in China to court.
But why would you take?
There is no court.
But why would you take TikTok to court? There's no actual offense that TikTok has
You
done.
keep saying that, dude. You ever use a smartphone?
Give me the thing. Oh, hold on. Give me the thing that TikTok has offended
All right, so
on.
We can't name it.
No, I
let her
can't
name it.
specifically.
She
No,
said-
I know. What I will say is, I can't.
You just said that you
I
can't.
don't.
This is my point.
Excuse you.
Good,
What
tell
I
me.
did say was, I don't own the app because when I downloaded the app and the service that I use, I don't use Google. I'm not going to tell you the
Fuck
service.
Google got to do with what
Meaning
TikTok
I have
is
a
doing.
protective service on my iPhone in which when I decided to download TikTok, they let me know the services that was being rendered to
It's
whomever
through a third
owns
party.
beyond the third party. There was a service being rendered to an unknown source that was out of our international connect.
But
right?
that's not because of care for you. That's because of Apple doing corporate wars. So Apple is
No,
frozen
again,
out Facebook.
no, that's not an Apple service that I'm referring to.
You guys
Alfalfa.
are
You ever heard of?
Hold on, y'all are saying the same fucking thing. That
No, he's
basically
saying that-
there's no proof.
He's saying there's no opposition.
I'm saying
Listen,
the
excuse
TikTok
me,
thing is fake
both
news.
of y'all are saying the same thing, which is that TikTok has not been proven to do anything harmful to the American citizens.
No, let me-
and
Not my
unless you exactly, you're not arguing
I'm
that
saying
because
not
you have no
more-
proof.
not
Are you
more-
arguing that?
I'm saying
Because there's no proof.
all social media is harmful psychologically.
Hun,
But
where I presented you guys about TikTok.
TikTok
I
is-
want for you guys to tell me each before I close this show
All right,
out.
all right. So the
Let
statement
me
that we
finish
just heard
saying
on
what I'm saying.
the
Let me finish.
legislation.
Can I finish saying what I'm saying? I want for you to tell me, has TikTok been proven with your own eyes to do something harmful to the American people? And if so, tell me what it is. Kim
I am an
first.
American, so I am considered the American people.
That's right. So,
however, when I decided to download TikTok
You
on my
became
Android,
Chinese.
excuse you,
she
as
became
I
Chinese.
shut
Go
the
ahead.
fuck up.
You
bro, 'cause
became
you know I
Chinese.
get-
Not, I
I'm
want you to
getting
get
there.
like
I'm
that
getting there.
because all of a sudden you Chinese.
I am not Chinese
So
at
then
all.
you're the
However, I
American
know
people.
I am an American.
Right.
I am speaking for myself as an American that congregates with the American people, so to
Facts.
speak.
Go ahead.
All I can say is that when I downloaded TikTok
Mhm.
on a particular app that I have on my iPhone compared to my Android, I was able to download on my Android with another problem.
Mhm.
I was receiving whatever videos
TikToks,
and
yeah.
the preferences that I wanted and
Yeah.
all that such.
Mhm.
I couldn't even download it on my Alfalfa, is what I'm referring to.
And Alfalfa is more
It's a
linked with-
security.
because of Apple.
But it is not an Apple service.
But look what you just said, right? You said you couldn't do it on your Android, but you could
Meaning,
do it.
if I decided to download Alfalfa on my Android,
Right.
it probably wouldn't go through.
Okay, but the reason is because Apple, those are corporate wars. That's not America. That's not because they care about you. That's
Right,
because
so now
the way that Apple operates is that they're freezing out Facebook.
Right,
and all
so
these
now
people.
let's-
I'm gonna turn off
'Cause they're-
Alfalfa right
'cause they're
now just to prove to you
No,
that
no,
you're absolutely incorrect.
I'm not.
Y'all are missing the whole fucking point.
No, you
is
guys are-
TikTok doing something to you? Is it doing something to you?
I answered that. No.
I'm asking.
That's just
Kim.
like the N-word is not doing anything to you.
It's not.
It's
either.
doing something to me.
It's not doing nothing to me. Nothing.
Wait, Chase, let me turn up your mic.
All right, 1 2 1 2.
There's a lot of
As an app developer,
and after
shit
this,
going on.
and after
I'm an
this-
app developer, you know. I
and
have
af-
an app. I'm
yes,
just trying
and
to
so,
give you the
and
inside
so after
game.
you speak,
All
we're
right.
gonna close the show out
I'm about to
on
download
thoughts.
that shit.
All right.
Listen, after you speak as an app developer
Yes.
about what you
I'm a
are
full-
allowed to do, blah
Okay,
blah blah.
I can give you the game. Look, I can send. Look, you can push notifications, all of that. Right? I'm an app developer.
Yeah.
Right? TikTok is not after you. The Illuminati is not after you. The government is not after you.
Oh, shit.
No one is after you.
That's
so the paranoia needs.
So how you get to go?
That's
to
like
jail?
slavery is not real.
So how you get to go to jail for 20 years if you talk too much stuff that's dissenting from what your government wants?
Well, because for one, people don't vote. It's
Live
all
in
down
bliss,
to
bro.
democracy.
To come down to vote.
I'm telling. Listen,
lesser of two
how
evils.
many times
pick
I
one.
tell you? Listen, I work for the
but-
government.
But you
There's
merged.
a microphone right here. You must
You
use
you
it.
merged the app thing with the Illuminati. And
No,
that-
no. What I'm
we
saying, no.
can't-
What I'm saying is,
we
you
can't
said.
do that.
What I'm saying.
No,
is,
it's a
what I'm
fucking
saying
play
is
on.
not. No, no. I'm
jokes.
using it as a joke. What I'm saying
Yeah.
is that simply put,
People
trust
are
me,
after you.
no one is after you, bro.
That's-
no
that's-
one
that's-
is after you.
but that's
trust me.
false.
They want. Listen.
Let him finish his whole
I deal
thought.
with business.
And then-
Listen. I do big corporate.
Nobody's
business.
after you,
You
black
can be
man.
bought.
No one is
Black
after
man,
you.
nobody's
You can be
after
bought.
you.
No
Is
one
what
is
it
after
is.
you.
But that's
These
like-
know why I'm saying that? These people, listen.
You have
these,
a price tag.
The reason why I'm saying that because you do not matter. This is what I'm saying. Like you do not matter.
Everybody with a price tag matters,
You
bro.
do not matter.
We
That's
all
what I'm
got
saying.
birth
These
certificates
people-
and social
these
security
people-
numbers for a
these
reason.
people that's in these positions of power are listen. They're not trying to harm you. I'm telling. I can wholeheartedly tell you this.
But the government aren't
This is the
ones-
motherfucker that's going down when the government
Hold on,
decides.
guys. Let's okay. So closing statements.
Cold-heartedly.
Chase says no one's out to harm you.
No one is out to harm
Illuminati.
you.
Go ahead, finish up.
Listen, get out. It's like a paranoia. Like no one is after you. No one is coming after you. These companies, Apple is not thinking about you. They're not coming.
You're
TikTok
not that
is
important.
You're not that important.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's my statement.
All right, Kim, are you that important that they're after you?
I'm gonna just say I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead.
I'm done with you.
You gotta let sometimes people dig their own graves.
All right. A marvelous.
There's definitely people after you. There's people in a concerted effort that run this planet that are definitely after you. And second, the fact that I can't post whatever I want on these platforms shows me that if you get to a certain level, yes, you become more as a target. Now, the average person, can I do business with the government? Absolutely, because it's green. But the government answers to other people. I can always do business with the government, but the government, why they force a vaccine on you, shows you that they're after you. If they wasn't after you, why would they be pushing this poison to make it seem like it's healthy? That sounds like an agenda.
And
all the other agendas according to history.
You know, I will give my perspective, and so then we can close the show out, right? So my thing is, I think that we are all very important people. I think that what we have to offer is our algorithm, which is something that we can change at any point in time, that collectively, if we choose to have it go a different direction, we can choose to have it go a different direction. I also believe, and I know, that we are being watched. Not only are we being watched in surveillance, we're being watched in how we perform, our algorithms, what it is that we are giving. If we gave nothing, there'd be absolutely no reason. If we gave nothing, there would be no reason why there would be a movement for decarbonization, because we are being targeted for our carbon footprints. And if you thought that your footprint didn't leave an imprint that mattered to somebody, then you need to check yourself. Check yourself. Because obviously you thought of yourself as so small and so little and so non-mattering that you didn't think somebody else was checking you out for perspective, checking you out for direction, checking you out to survey without your knowledge how your being made a presence on the face of this planet. Somebody is paying attention. And I'll close it out like this. I'm just the person that had a thought about the diaspora and seeing myself everywhere with everybody that looks and has a relationship of relativity to me, right? I saw everybody that has ever made some type of vibrational frequency arise inside of me. I see them in Australia. I see them in America. I see them in Europe. I see them in Scandinavia. I see them in Africa. I see them in South America. I see them. We are everywhere, expansive. Humanity is everywhere. And I want everyone to know that it may sound like a dream or some type of fiction to you, but the things that I say resonate into the universe and touches anyone that hears me. And if you're hearing this right now, I care about your struggle. I care about what you've been through. I care about how you're going to persevere through all of this that is of no creation of yours. You may have been imposed upon at some points in time, but here we are in history's present. What will we do to acknowledge each other and say, you mattered? You did matter. You weren't just a passing thought, and neither am I. And I'm really hoping for humanity that we can see through the smoke and fog and mirrors of those that they think with their think tanks that we will believe that we are less than. And I see you as so much more than that. I want to give thanks to the ancestors for bringing us together for this conversation today. And also give thanks to anyone that's listening and hears this message that knows that if you are here, you're here for good reason, not just the season. Make it worthwhile. Much appreciation, much love. Hashtag butter is always in the mix. This is the platform for the unknown to get known. Anger management for the diaspora. Welcome, welcome. Find me at Butters Basics Show. And everybody else that is interested in finding me somewhere, I'm sometimes on Clubhouse in a variety of places. I'm normally on Hocus 45th's Rabbit Hole. It's bringing me to tears.
Let's see.
Because I believe in us. We got a lot of work to do.
I'm always happy to be here. I'm going to just point that out. Absolute fact. Every time I'm around you, son, you always make me think about 5 years from now. On a minimum, son.
Smile.
Butters. I appreciate you. I thank you for always having me. Thank you for always picking me the fuck up, because she be picking me up, son. She be feeding me and all that. Like, she is a whole vibe, son. She's the total package. We just gotta fucking deal and make sure. Because that's what it comes down to.
Let's get it. Let's close out.
Let's close out.
Let's close out. A Marvelous was popping.
Hey, Marvelous, tell them where they can find you at, hun.
You can find me on Instagram, A Marvelous Part 2. You can find me on Clubhouse and YouTube. Same handle, A Marvelous. And I appreciate this with y'all. This was a good build. You know what I'm saying? Always good energy.
Yeah.
And this is necessary. Butters, you're doing great work.
Thank you.
I told you, see the palms.
Her Palm Sunday.
Told you.
She gonna go to Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna get Butters back in church. You know what it is.
It's just
God is great.
Not even tears.
Don't get it twisted.
Sad. It's like
Tears of joy.
it's a happiness.
God is
Matter
great.
of fact, actually, I got a song that's not out yet. I'm gonna play it for you. You're gonna like
Are
it.
you really?
Yeah, it's not out yet. It's
Can you bless me with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it for you. But when we close out, this will be the last
Yeah,
song.
he's like, that's gonna be the close.
Tell them where they can find you at.
DJChase.net. Download the DJ Chase Radio app on the trap phones and the iPhones.
Trap phones.
DTFradio.com. We back every Sunday. We back in motion. The 15th, I won't be here because I'm on tour.
Thanks for being so inspirational and shaking and moving.
Philadelphia. I'm expensive. Beats are expensive. Interviews are expensive. Talking to me is expensive. So you know what it is. DJ
Shout out to everybody with the Sky Daddy.
Yeah. Miss Kim, where can we find you at?
Yo, it's just quick while you're here. We're always happy to be here. I appreciate the Butters. I appreciate.
You a prisoner. I impersonate.
It's the looker. It's the looker. It's the looker.
Yeah.
It's the
looker. I gotta
Amazing. Chase.
Stuff, so
Over here. Thank
Okay.
you guys.
Butters,
Appreciate
where can
you.
they find you?
Yo, you can find me Sundays at DTF Radio at the Butters Basics Show. You can also find me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Boss Vision Radio. Everybody's after me right now to get this conversation popping. There's something about this voice like no other that people want to hear. And I'm so happy to give it to the world. Yo, check for me. I'm going to check for you. Email me if you got something for me that you think I should look into. ButtersBasicShow@gmail.com. Send it over. Chase. We out of here. Drop what you got.
My guy, Jay Catalyst. I got to bring him up here. You're going to like him.
Next week, we got Cradle.
He's a real mixer, guys. This guy is scratching like a motherfucker up in
Make
here.
it happen. Butters Basics Show, everybody.
Just to let y'all know, man.
It's not out yet. You know this man, Jay Catalyst, DJ Chase.
Pressure.
No pressure. Let's go.
Pressure. All types of pressure, man. Weight pressure. It might get to you, man, but you can't fold. You can't tell. You can't get old, man. Diamonds are made under pressure.
I told them put me in the game, they say never. Yeah. I'm the one, I can never be the lesser. Now I flow so automatic like a Tesla. I've been doing this so long, I feel no pressure. Not like the others, I don't have no competition. Did the impossible like Tom Cruise on my mission. I never sweat because the game was meant to test ya. I've been winning for so long, I feel no pressure. No sweat, go flex. These niggas breaking bad while we breaking checks. And that's an understatement. My career escalated when you underestimated. Took for long enough, but now one of the best.
Once again, unreleased. J Catalyst, DJ Chase, produced by yours truly.
With me and
not out yet. You know this, man. We here, the Butter Basic Show.
You don't hear that shit. We too busy hearing engines at the dealership. Closing other.
Yeah, man, I'm DJ Chase, and
you're down to mix with the Worldwide Sounds Records.
Pressure series,
DJ Chase,
don't let peer pressure,
you know the vibe.
Water pressure, temperature pressure, all types of pressure, man. Weight pressure, it might get to you, man, but you can't fold, you can't tell. You can't get old, man. Diamonds are made under pressure.
I told them put me in the game, they say never. I'm the one, I can never be the lesser. Now I flow so automatic like a Tesla. I've been doing this so long, I feel no pressure. Not like the others, I don't have no competition. Did the impossible like Tom Cruise on my mission. I never sweat because the game was meant to test ya. I've been winning for so long, I feel no pressure. No sweat, go flex. These niggas breaking bad while we breaking checks. And that's an understatement. My career escalated when you underestimated. Took for long enough, but now one of the best to made it. Bust the way up how I move when I move. If you fucked it up with me and chose to lose, that's on you. All that rah-rah in the background, we don't hear that shit. We too busy hearing engines at the dealership. Closing other deals and shit. Like what you got there for me. At some point, the ones who hate it won't goddamn afford it. No care for who came in before me, cause I did this shit my way and this my goddamn story. I'm a jack of all trades, been my own boss, I'm a slave, making these bitches behave. Carry the weight of the world on my shoulders, been built for this from the cradle to the grave. They acting bad while we out here acting our ways, treating the world like a stage, change on the record like changing the game with no pressure. I told them put me in the game, they say never. I'm the one, I can never be the lesser. Now I flow so automatic like a Tesla. I've been doing this so long, I feel no pressure. Not like the others, I don't have no competition. Did the impossible like Tom Cruise on my mission. I never sweat because the game was meant to test ya. I've been winning for so long, I feel no pressure. I told them put me in the game, they say never. I'm the one, I can never be the lesser. Now I flow so automatic like a Tesla. I've been doing this so long, I feel no pressure. No. Tom Cruise on my mission. Whoa. Yeah. I feel no pressure.
Yo, bro.